Whenever you're ready.
Okay, so our career area was natural resources. Is this for you? So do you love nature, a practical and serious thinker? Do you like plants and animals or hunting and fishing? Gardening, or do you just care about the environment? Because if you care about any of these things, then this is probably one of your career choices. The categories include agriculture, animal health care, earth sciences, environmental science, fisheries and wildlife management, horticulture, forestry, and life sciences.
Okay, so the courses, if you're interested in any sciences or math, you should really consider going into this career, because it's a lot of science. It's chemistry, astronomy, and geography are a lot of the main things that you're going to be learning and studying to figure out if this is the career for you. Sample careers are farmer. You only need a high school. You need to be in high school to be a farmer. And then there's the oceanographer, conservation agent, chemist, and forester. They all need undergraduate degrees. And then the marine biologist needs a graduate degree in order to have that job.
Okay, so one of the jobs is an arborist, and they're people who are hired to take down trees or just care for, trees in general. They're responsible for documenting labor, equipment usage, because they use a lot of equipment doing this, and just trimming plants and shrubs and stuff. Related careers include landscaping design and just a landscape, or a gardener. You need an associate's degree, and an apprenticeship is appreciated, not necessarily required, and you make $27,750 to $60,300, depending on the job or your qualifications. I don't know if it's okay. I don't.
Many years ago, I climbed and fell from a sycamore tree, badly breaking my leg. I gained a healthy respect for trees that day, and I don't know if it's fate, but I still climb trees today. My rope can hold the weight of several men, but it's useless without knots, like the bowline, the marlin spike hitch, and the prusik loop, which enables me to move throughout the tree.
If you're interested in invasive species, then this would be a career choice for you. The aqua invasive species biologist. They really close off areas that have invasive species in them. And they study how that invasive species works with the other animals in that species already. And they figure out if it's going to be a harm or if it's going to help the environment that that species is living in. You need to have a bachelor's degree or a master's of science is really appreciated with this career choice. And your related careers are marine biologist, aqualife biologist, and wildlife technician is who they work with mostly. So these two careers intermix with each other. And then you make $40,000 to $50,000 per year.
Okay, so as science and technical writer, you're basically responsible for getting information out, especially in areas of science and technology, because they're intermixed in this job. So you're responsible for writing journal articles or instruction manuals. You have to communicate complex and technical information and you have to develop and gather information among customers, designers, and manufacturers. Related careers include computer hardware engineers and editors, also computer programmers. You make about $65,000 a year, and you need a bachelor's degree.
If you're not really into getting dirty, then soil scientist is not the job for you. But if you are, then consider being a soil scientist. You look at the soil and you determine how erosion affects it and how different things will affect the soil at different times. And then look at the world and see all of the different soils. You look at clay, sand, even like dirt. You need to be able to be a critical thinker for this job, and you have to be well organized, and you have to be able to speak with people very easily. It's part of the job. Related careers are agriculture inspector and plant scientist, and they make $40,000 about to $1,800,000 depending on the job and depending on your boss and how high up you are, and you need a bachelor's degree of soil scientist for this career.
Okay, so wildlife managers are like, they study and take care of groups of animals that have been affected by development. So like if they cleared a forest or something for like a mall or a parking lot or something, they have to track the animal population and how it's doing like in that area and make sure that they don't like die off. Related careers include conservation officers, foresters, and naturalists. You need a bachelor's degree in wildlife management, and you make about $50,500 a year.
For camp counselor, you really need to work well with kids. And you also need to know the history of the place that you're working at. You need to have first aid training, education classes, and you need to be able to plan and lead and organize and you have to work with a team and communicate really well because you are working with younger kids again. Your related careers are child care, camp instructor, and a tour guide. Your average salary a week is about $235 per week. And then it depends on the camp. And then you have to be at least in high school or a high school diploma to be a camp counselor. And it really depends on the camp again. Some of them require more, some of them require less.
Okay, so I interviewed my mom. She's a registered nurse in obstetrics at Sparrow Hospital. She provides physical, and psychosocial assessments on postpartum women and their newborns. She provides extensive education on infant feeding, newborn care, and care of mothers in the families that have just, have a new member of the family. You need a Bachelor of Science degree in nursing. The best parts of the job, she said, quote, include interacting with and encouraging the new mothers, encountering new cultures from around the world and making a difference in and touching the lives of others. She said the worst parts were including witnessing challenging social situations and long hours and stressful work environments with high acuity patients.
I interviewed my dad, and he works at Schneider Concrete. He does the billing, the bids, and works on the job. And when we say works on the job, he does everything. He works on flat work. He works on everything that he can. You need to be at least in high school. They prefer you being 18 years old, but it's part of the requirement. They'll take some 17-year-olds if they can, if they need them, but they don't really want to. He can also drive truck and run machinery with his career choice that he did. And the best part of the job is working at different places with different people and doing different jobs. It's always a different job, always different people, and it's always fun, he said. The worst part is that the weather can be rainy and cold, and they can't work on days like that. And then he chose this because he helped his dad when he was young a lot. And his dad really introduced him into the concrete work, and he liked it a lot, so he decided to follow his dad's footsteps and continue on with the family business. And then I forgot the video for our camp counselor, I'm sorry.
It's just an amazing place. My best friends are here.
Just the view on life you get from Rugby is so different.
It's just an amazing experience that you just don't get anywhere else.
Recommend it to absolutely anyone. It's a fantastic way to spend your summer.
Camp Exchange USA is an opportunity for youth workers, university students, teachers to come experience life in the U.S. for a short time as a camp counselor.
I've worked here at Triplet Camp for 7 summers. I ended up falling in love with camp, with the kids, with my friends here.
There are definite perks to the job. And you can, in the middle of a working day in an office, go out and just go water skiing for half an hour.
You'll work with youth from age 7 to 17, being a fun counselor, an activity leader, and a role model and mentor for American youth at summer camps all throughout the U.S.
It's really a way of being able to get a sort of different thing on your CV as well, so there's some really good career opportunities that you can have, and it's a great thing to talk about, so it's actually a way of spending your summer productively.
I am really